Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of this video series on project and time management. If you haven't seen part 1, please stop what you're doing and click here. So part 1 ended with me talking about how you can split your resources into two categories, essential and desirable. So how we can break this into smaller segments even further is by deciding what parts of your resources, what chapters, for example, are relevant to the topic of your project. You also have to work out how much time it will take you to read every relevant chapter, watch every relevant video, and read every relevant article. You get the idea. Because going back to our cake metaphor, you wouldn't need an entire bag of flour and 12 eggs to make a cake. Actually, I don't know if that's accurate, but I'm gonna assume so. Realistically, you'll only need to read specific parts of your resources rather than reading every resource in its entirety. So the next step is to estimate how much time it's going to take you to study all of your resources. Continuing on with our cake metaphor, this would be equivalent to preheating the oven, I guess. How long is it going to take me to prepare these ingredients? How long is it going to take me to mix them all together before they're ready to go in the oven and before I can actually start writing the project? If we take a 30-page chapter, for example, we need to work out how long it will take to read it all. We can look at this in 3 ways. 1, a pessimistic approach. 2, an optimistic approach. And 3, a realistic approach. Of course, this all depends on things like the size of the text, the language used. Is it easy or is it hard to digest? But a pessimistic estimate for me personally would be around 3.5 hours. An optimistic estimate would be an hour and a half. And a realistic estimate would be between 2.5 to 3 hours. I personally believe it's best to give yourself enough time for the pessimistic estimate. It's easy to say you're going to sit down and read it all in one sitting, but what tends to happen for a lot of people, myself included, is you'll sit down, you'll start reading, and after the first 5 or 6 pages, you'll get a bit bored and start to lose focus. And by giving yourself enough time for the pessimistic estimate, if you finish early, you'll feel good. And after you've finished studying all of your resources, you should be ready to stick that incredibly time-consuming cake in the oven and begin producing your project. And that brings us to my final tip for you guys, and that is use network diagrams. What is a network diagram? A network diagram is a method of working out the total amount of time it's going to take you to finish the project in relation to each specific task that needs to be completed before the whole thing comes together, essentially. Let's take an example here. You have 4 tasks. Task A, Task B, Task C, and Task D. Task A takes 2 weeks. Task B takes 3 weeks. Task C takes 4 weeks. And Task D takes 3 weeks. Now, here's the part that's actually useful. Often you'll find that some parts of your project can be worked on simultaneously and other parts need to be worked on independently. So if Task C relates to tasks A and B and can be worked on at the same time, how long will the entire project take to finish? If your answer was 8 weeks, then congratulations. You don't win anything, but well done. If you thought the answer was 12 weeks, then allow me to elaborate. Because A and B take a combined total of 5 weeks to complete, and Task C takes a total of 4 weeks to complete, but happens at the same time as A and B, then A, B, and C altogether take 5 weeks to complete, because C happens at the same time as A and B. And since Task D is unrelated to the previous tasks and therefore can only be completed once the previous tasks are in place, the 3 weeks that Task D takes to complete brings us to a total of 8 weeks. So that's what's really useful about network diagrams. They can help you to find out just how efficient you can be when you're working on your project. Okay guys, I truly hope that these 2 videos have given you some valuable insight into how you can better manage your time and your projects when you're at university. Again, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up below and hit the subscribe button for more content like this. Thanks again guys, I will see you again soon.